Hey guys, welcome to From Pain to Purpose. So today I have a special guest with me. She is so special because she is my best friend. Yes, of like almost 15 years. Yes, we started back in high school together and we've been like this ever since.
We're rocking.
Yes, we have been rocking for a long time. So
rocking.
yes, this is the sister. She's like my sister anyway. So it's sometimes they're like, oh, is that your sister? Sometimes because we kind
think we look
of
alike.
people think we look alike, and then it's not impossible for us to be sisters. So yeah. So today I have her as a guest. I'm so excited, and it's a topic that you don't want to miss. So stay tuned.
I'm excited to be here and to share my little nuggets that I've accumulated over the years. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing whatever the Holy Spirit leads me to share today.
All right, guys, let's do this. All right, so today's topic is about the challenges in motherhood. Okay, she became a new mom, not really a new mom because you're a mom with Natalia. It's been how long now?
Since I became a mom to Natalia, almost 4 years.
Okay, almost 4 years, and then she just gave birth to a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little girl in June.
Yeah.
June 3rd. Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
she's just like 4. She's so cute. So I want us to talk about your journey through motherhood and when did it start?
It was forced. It wasn't by choice.
Okay.
If I had my way, I don't think that I would have chosen to be a mother at 24. But it was a situation where I remember laying in my closet and praying and saying, God, I don't really want to do this, but there is a need here. If this is your will, then put the pieces together where I'm able to be a mother to this child. And that was exactly what happened. And ever since then, it's been such a blessing. There have been really hard days and then great days, but overall, I've grown as a person, I've grown as a woman. And I think if I didn't embrace the challenge and accepted my role as a mother at that time, I won't be enjoying the fruits now, which is my beautiful baby girl. And she's such a compliment to our family.
Okay.
And she fits in so well.
Good. So you said it was a challenge and it was not something that you chose. So how did you come across this challenge? How did you accept it? How did it come about?
So I've been with my husband. I've known him for almost 9 years, and a part of our relationship, we had a break, and my wonderful baby came along, and I always tell people, I say, if I was given the opportunity, if God would have allowed me to choose if she should be here or not, she wouldn't be here. Because at the time when she was born, I was in my senior year of college. I'm about to graduate, and we had this grand plan of getting married and eventually having a family of our own. But then the enemy had other plans, and Natalia came along, and I was so angry because I was like, God, how? Like, we're planning our family, and now someone else is having a baby with this man that I dreamed of having my future with. And let me just make this clear. He didn't cheat on me. We had a break. And it was a break that I chose to have. But God knew that I wouldn't have accepted to have that baby. And he didn't know that the baby was coming along until the baby was born. And I also feel like if he had a choice, he wouldn't have accepted for the baby to be here. So God took the power from us completely. We didn't have a say. We didn't know until she got here. And that's why I always tell people she needed to be here and she needed to be in our lives because she is truly a blessing to us. And so when she was 3 and we had an opportunity to take her full time, mind you, it was a time where my husband and I were just kind of trying to figure out our relationship, if we wanted to be together long term, if we wanted to, because for me, it was, at the time, I had rededicated my life to Christ, and I was like, I'm not going to be passing the time with anybody. Like, I'm not going to be shacking up. We've been on this roller coaster ride for a long time. You either want to marry me or you don't. And whatever your decision is, I will accept. And so we, you know, she came and she was living with us, and then we decided to get married.
Okay. So the mom allowed her to come and stay with you guys 4 years ago.
Yeah. To put it lightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So since you had her, because we're talking about the challenges in motherhood, and just God just gifted you with motherhood without you going through the whole, you know,
the process.
Yeah, the whole process, and you were just like, okay, dump this on your lap. This is
what it is.
Your new assignment. So how did you handle that?
It was tough, and I think, like, for me, it's always been friends. Friends has always been my support. Like, you, oh my gosh, I would say you're the godmother for both of my girls, because, like, you literally, you've been such a support system for us. I remember when she came to live with us, we needed to find daycare, and mind you, like you said, I didn't have the 9 months to prepare and to decide what's going to happen and when and where and how. It was dumped on me and my husband. For a weekend,
right?
Yeah, she came for 2 weeks.
She came for 2 weeks, and then you're like, okay, she's staying.
And then we're like, okay, we're excited for this challenge, and we are taking her on, and that's what happened. And so so many people around us, like, have been a blessing to us. And a co-worker was like, well, my sister owns a daycare. She might be able to help you. And boom, we have daycare. You know, like, at the time, my husband and I were both struggling financially. I was in a job where I was, like, grossly underpaid, barely making enough. But God just made a way day by day. And there was a period where I quit my job, and we were living on one income, and God continued to make a way. And I call her our struggle baby, because granted, we're not where we want to be now, but she was truly our struggle baby, because there were days where we didn't have no food. And this child, like, she was just so understanding. She was like, that's okay, mommy, I get it, I understand. And so when God, like, you know, when he blesses, he adds no sorrow. And that was exactly what he did for us with her.
With Natalia.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did her presence orchestrate the presence of Nasia, your newborn baby, who came 6? I mean, not 6. It was 6 months ago, like in June.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost 6 months.
Almost 6 months ago.
I think if I didn't embrace the challenge of being a true mother, there's one thing to say, yes, I'm going to accept this child. You can come live with me. But the way in which you care for that child, the love you gave to that child, the like, selflessly going about our task without expecting anything in return.
Yeah.
That was what it was for me, because I grew up in step-parents' household. I never wanted my reality to be hers. I truly wanted her to know that there is no disconnect here. It's like, you are an extension of your father and I. Like, we are one family. And my husband, he was like, you know, I don't want any more kids right now. Like, eventually we'll have one, but I'm not ready, because we're not where we want to be. I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I was hurt. But God said, not so fast. My also amazing father, he said, not so fast. And I think he told me, the Holy Spirit told me, it's about time. It's about time. And I remember I changed my diet, and I don't know, I talked to you about it, and I was like, I feel like I'm about to have a baby. And my husband was one shot. It took one shot. And my baby is here. And I remember, you know, the moment, the time, and I remember I said to him, I said, I'm going to be pregnant. And he was like, don't jinx us. What are you talking about? For one time, I said, oh, yes, this is divinely orchestrated. God has planned this. And I remember I felt a sharp pain in my stomach, and I knew I knew I was going to have a baby.
You conceived at that moment.
At that moment, I did. I truly did.
Wow, that's amazing. And do you believe that God brought Natalia before Nasia to kind of
Oh
equip you
yeah,
to be the mother that you
absolutely.
are right now? Because you're an awesome mother.
I don't know about that, but I try.
Yes, she is. Oh my gosh, you're so selfless when it comes to both of your girls. If you see Natalia and Nasia together, you would never for a second think that Natalia wasn't birthed out of Kate. Like, she is so loving towards that little girl, and she immediately gravitated towards Kate. Even from the first time that she was here, she called her mom like so fast. Now I was even shocked, like how close their bond was. I'm like, are you sure that she's not yours? Like, maybe something happened, you know, God dropped her off a little bit, and then she has you, and then she came back to your household. But like, they're just inseparable, just like that. So do you feel like her presence kind of like equipped you for Nasia?
Absolutely. And that's how you pretty much described how Natalia describes her presence in my life. She's like, Mommy, you know, my mother had me. I came from heaven. I went to my mother, and then God gave me to you.
Wow.
I consider both of my girls a gift. I call them my gift because, you know, before her, I was so selfish. It was all about me. I'm gonna travel the world. Just looking back, you know, 2017, I had gotten an invitation to go to the Peace Corps, and I was going to Benin. I always wanted to join the Peace Corps, and I knew it was the next step in my career. I've always wanted to learn French because French is my husband's first language. So it was my opportunity to learn French. Yeah. So I have this like baby with me, and I have to decide, am I going to leave her or step up, be a mother, or live my dreams? And I think that was a defining moment for me. When I gave up on the opportunity, I was depressed for 3 days. I said, oh God, what's going to happen to me? My whole career, oh, my career is over. I want an international relations, like I want to work in this field. That's what I got my degree in. Like, what's going on? But I'm so glad I was obedient and I stayed because now I work in that field.
Wow.
I work in that field. I didn't miss a beat with my family, and we're so much stronger and so much closer now. And if I would have left for 2 years, I don't know what would have become of my home. I probably would have like gone through a divorce or something.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like newly married, and I'm like, peace out, I'm going. But God, like, he was like, come back here, girl, get it together.
There's a verse in the Bible that says that man plan their ways, but it's God that directs their steps.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
you had your plan, but God was like, no, I'm going to direct you a little bit here and there. Because he knew that everything that he had planned for you will work together for your good if you were just obedient, because that's something you definitely highlighted, your obedience. Absolutely. You had a will, you had some desires, but you said to yourself, God, not my will, but your will be done. And then he just, you know, exploded in your life with just blessings and showered you with joy with both little girls. And I wanted to ask you too, because this is a video about challenges in motherhood. I have yet to become a mom, but I vicariously kind of lived through her a little bit because her kids are kind of like my kids. And like I said before in my other videos, I work with kids, so I feel like I'm a mother of many kind of. So, but with you, because my channel is From Pain to Purpose, what are the painful moments in your journey through motherhood that God revealed purpose later on?
Oh God,
Be specific, even if it's a couple examples to bless a couple of ladies, including myself here.
I remember. So she is always with the Bible. I'm not. I know a little Bible verses here and there. Like, I won't tell you where exactly it is, but I know a little few. But there's a part in the Bible where I don't know if it was Abraham and Sarah. They went to like this town, and then God told Abraham to pray for the barren women or whatever. And then mind you, God has promised this man that he's going to have a child, and that child, he's going to be the father of many nations. And he's not the father of many nations just yet. And God is telling him, go ahead and pray for them. That was my journey. I wanted a child so desperately. I knew I would be a good mother, and I knew that part of my purpose was to become a mother. And I love my husband. But this man is looking at me like, no, I'm not ready. So I'm like, do I have to like, do we have to dissolve this little partnership right here so I can go over someone who wants to have a, but I knew that our marriage was built on the foundation of God, and I had to be patient. But it was so painful. I remember there was this one day, we're taking Natalia to go for Christmas break to the mother, and we're sitting in Union Station, and she comes and she's talking to my husband because they both speak French, and she's talking to my husband, and she's speaking French to my husband, and she completely ignores me, and like I didn't exist at all, and I'm standing there, and mind you, at this time I was 4 months pregnant. I hadn't told anyone yet. Because I didn't show until I was like probably 6 or 7 months, like really show until later, and I'm standing there, and Natalia is like, "Oh, mommy," and you know, and so my baby is she's so wonderful. She never makes me feel less than, you know. She always makes me feel like mommy, like included, and mommy, I'm gonna miss you. And she would say multiple times, like, don't feel bad, I'm leaving, but I'm gonna miss you. And this girl like completely ignores me. And after like 10-15 minutes, she says hi to my husband. She talks to my husband in French or whatever, and then she talks to Natalia, and then she said, "Hey." And I want to use expletives on her, by the way, because I'm like, how dare you? I'm caring for your child. Like, I've given up everything. I've rearranged my whole life over the last however many years. How dare you? Like, how dare you not show gratitude?
Or acknowledge
the sacrifice
that you've made to help her. For the time being.
I was so angry. Like, I was so angry. Hormones and like natural human reaction. I was so angry, and I walked away, and I was like, I'm gonna walk to the car. And I said bye to Natalia, and I walked away, and she's like, "Excuse me, don't you ever walk away from me without saying bye?" And
Wow.
And I said
to you,
I said, "How dare you?" I said, "You came and did not acknowledge me. How dare you? What do you think I owe you? I don't owe you anything." And she said, "Don't you ever put that in front of my child." That my child. Like, just that little phrase, my child. The one you are not actively, daily sacrificing, sleepless nights, sick days, you know, so many of it. Like, you are not there every day. And I haven't been doing this for 2 months or 3 months. I've been doing this for at least 3 years. How dare you? That hurt me so bad. But then I just felt in my heart, no more will you endure this pain.
Wow.
And I was like, God, because it was so difficult having to, like, you drop her off and she goes, and you know that
you have no say as to what happens.
No control.
You don't control. She could stay there if she wanted to.
And the Holy Spirit told me, no more, no more, no more. And I held on to that, and I said, okay, God. I had the most beautiful pregnancy.
Yes, you had.
The most beautiful delivery.
I was there.
Painful.
It was fun, but it was beautiful.
Absolutely painful, but most beautiful delivery. My daughter was perfection from the day she came out.
I'm telling you.
I have not seen such a perfect, beautiful baby.
Me neither. I look at her, I'm like, yo, God, you gotta bless me like that. This girl, that baby girl is beautiful. I can't wait till she starts sharing pictures on social media. She's trying to protect her baby from social media, but I'm like, she is amazingly beautiful. Stunning.
She's so beautiful, and there are days where I'm like, God, I can't believe she came from him and I. Because, like, sometimes she's too pretty.
She really, guys, we're not exaggerating. That's how God moves. When he blesses, he had no sorrow. and he blessed her abundantly, immeasurably through that child.
That painful experience of
Having to
dealing
care.
with this person, having to be reminded constantly that she's not mine. And it wasn't the child who did that. The mom, every time I would see her, she would remind me that she's not mine. You doing all of this, it don't matter. She's never going to be yours. And my husband and I, we don't typically fight. Like, we'll argue, we'll disagree. But like to fight, nah, not really. Like, because he's so calm and like he never, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't, he's like, like the whole time,
What can I do?
give me nothing.
Yeah.
And so my husband and I were not like the fighting, very, crazy couple. But every time that woman came, it was like,
Fight.
yeah, because the pain of her reminding me that I couldn't have something I wanted. And then when I look at my husband, I'm like, but you can give me this. How dare you hold this from me? With everything that I've given and everything that I've sacrificed, how dare you hold this from me? But God said, in my own time. In my own time. So he, like that, if I would have stepped out of his will for me and used anger to prevent me from being a good mother to Natalia, I don't think I would be able to sit here today and say I have a bundle of joy that I've been gifted.
Wow. In a sense, I kind of feel like you felt what Sarah did when her servant birthed Ishmael. That highlight though, popping.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And she was like rubbing in her face, haha, I got pregnant and you didn't.
Whew.
Sarah was like, yo, get your girl, amen. Get her. She gotta go. Pack her back. She gotta go.
Yeah.
Well.
No. Absolutely. Yeah. No. Because that was the only thing that was binding she and my husband. She could always hold that over me. There was this one day, like, dropping off the baby, and she's like, when are you gonna have a child? And I was like,
She did not ask you that question.
Well, I was like, oh, God, you just want me to be disrespected. You like want this girl to just disrespect me out in these streets. Like, okay.
Wow.
When are you gonna
What'd
have a
you
child?
say?
What did I say? I think I said in God's time.
Wow.
When God is ready or
What
something
a
like that.
meek answer.
I know.
What a meek answer.
There were so many
Humble.
other things that I wanted to
Yeah.
say, obviously,
But
that
the
I
Holy
didn't.
Spirit
But
held
I
your
was just
tongue.
like, in God's time. And, yeah.
And then God did it.
I'm her mother. She always would remind me, I'm her mother. And I remember.
And you're the one doing the work.
Yeah. Every day. But like, because your channel is from Pain to Purpose, that is why I shared that. And I don't think I've even like shared that with anyone, because it was such a personal moment for me, and such a painful moment, realizing like, wow, like if God really loves me, because it was the appropriate time. Nasia came at the appropriate time. I had endured for a while.
3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years you had to endure.
I had endured for a while. And then right when I think like I was at the point where I was about to give up now. I was like, there are moments where I will contemplate her, like, like I can't take this like every time. But I'm grateful.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to part 1. Part 2 is coming up next week. Sorry, the video was way too long for me to just have it in one go. So stay tuned for next week, okay? Thank you and have a blessed week. Bye.